The G.I. Joe Classified series has put out a lot of figures in the last couple years. Let's talk about the ones they haven't made yet.
It's morphin' time!
G.I. Joe is there. G.I. Joe, American hero. G.I. Joe.
Why don't I own any G.I. Joe shirts? Hello, this is Soundout here, and welcome to my G.I. Joe Classified series Most Wanted List 2022 edition. I did one of these 2 years ago when the Classified series was first revealed, and I thought, hey, why not revisit the topic? Because we've gotten a lot of G.I. Joe Classified figures in those 2 years, so let's revisit it and come up with a new list. Now we're doing things a little different. Last time I just kind of threw out 5 choices, little easy stuff. This time I picked 10, 5 Joes and 5 Cobras, because why not? But let's revisit my original list and kind of see where we ended up. So originally my list contained Nemesis Enforcer, Shipwreck, Serpentor, Tomax, Xamot, and Lady J. We actually got Lady J and Tomax and Xamot, so hey, that's the top 2 spots off the list, which is pretty awesome. And yeah, it's kind of neat to see some of the list evolve. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of characters in the G.I. Joe lineup, so let me talk about a couple of them. Number 5 on the Joe side, Doc. I realized we hadn't even gotten Doc or seen any hints of him when Super 7 announced their version of Doc for their animated line, which, while that's not my cup of tea in a lot of ways, I was like, hey, wait, why don't we have Doc in the G.I. Joe Classified lineup? We don't have any Doctor characters whatsoever. There's no medics for the Joe team. And I thought to myself, yeah, honestly, we should have Doc. Why not? Because that's a character that serves a specific purpose on the team, but is also iconic enough that they're worth doing. And basically with the Joe team, anybody that's iconic enough to be in a PSA is worth having a Classified series figure for. Especially the way the Classified's been taking the original designs and amplifying them in a lot of ways. I don't know, Doc just seems like a logical number 5 pick. Number 5 on the Cobra side, Nemesis Enforcer. Yeah, I'm keeping him on the list because he's still really cool. I mean, his design is just amazing. Like, he's glorious. He really is. And honestly, yeah, the G.I. Joe movie character is a little weird. That movie took a weird side turn into Cobra Law territory. But as an action figure, Nemesis Enforcer would just be amazing, especially what we have with modern action figure tendencies. Why not do Nemesis Enforcer? He just seems like a logical choice. And yeah, I want to keep him on the list until they make him because, yeah, I guess that's the hill I'm dying on. Number 4 on the G.I. Joe side, Jinx. Why not? We got Kamakura already announced for Classified, which is just insane to me. That's what, I don't know if I'd call him an obscure character, but if you had G.I. Joe stuff in the 2000s, he was everywhere. So, like, that's crazy. But why not Jinx? Jinx was the original, like, protege of Snake Eyes sort of character, the ninja girl of the Joe team. We need more characters in the line who are women. Jinx is a woman. Let's make Jinx. I mean, there's a lot of cool things you could do. They could go with a more armored look. They could go with the classic pajama look. I honestly like to see a mix of both. There could be a lot of room to work with there. And with characters having multiple hair options, you can give her long hair or short hair. Definitely choices there. So yeah, when it makes sense that while we have a ton of ninjas in the line, we're still going to keep getting ninjas, why not Jinx to kind of round out the main cast? Number 4 on the Cobra side, Buzzer. Now, Buzzer is one of the Dreadnoks. I'd say he's probably, I don't know, he's probably the most iconic after Zartan and Zarana. I mean, chainsaw guy, Buzzer. He's shown up in other stuff besides just the original. And honestly, yeah, why not? We do need to expand the Dreadnoks, and I think they're going in that way because we got Zartan and then Zarana's coming up. But why not Buzzer next? I just think he's cool, and he honestly would make a really interesting figure, especially because with the way that Classified's been doing these more detailed accessories and weapons, his buzzsaw could even work. I don't know. There's a lot of options there, and there's definitely things that I'd love to see, especially with just how the Dreadnoks have been some of the best looking figures of the line. Number 3 on the Joe team, Agent Helix. Now this is a more modern character. She's appeared in the revival of the Real American Hero comic, and yeah, look at her. Isn't she cool? That's the thing about Helix, is that she just looks amazing, and I honestly could just I'd totally pick up a figure of her in a heartbeat. So while she may not be as well known, well, hey, look at her design. That's a cool action figure design, and we honestly should get more Helix figures. And then also on top of that, if we're getting Kamakura, who is a more obscure comics character that later transitioned to animation, why not Helix? She seems like a perfect fit for this lineup. Number 3 on the Cobra side would be my Trooper Builder pick of the wave, it would be the Techno Viper. The Techno Vipers are really interesting. While we have other versions of Cobra Troopers we could get that were in the cartoon and other media, look at the Techno Viper. Again, much like Helix, the design is just amazing. So even if you don't know the story context, the design is pretty awesome. And the Techno Vipers themselves, I think, are just a cool look, and we could probably get 3 or 4 different color variations, as that seems to be the thing with the troop builders. They give us, hey, here's your regular one, but then here's 3 or 4 variants, and yeah, why not the Techno Viper to go with them? It just seems like it would line up with the line, especially with the variety that we have going forward. Number 2 on the Joe team, Tunnel Rat. Now, Tunnel Rat is one of those characters, I think, again, like Kamakura, if you grew up with Joe's stuff in the 2000s, what little of it there was, Tunnel Rat was like prominent in all of it. He was in the Spy Troop stuff, he was in Sigma 6. Tunnel Rat, he's kind of the weird little dude of the Joe team, demolitions expert, recon, that sort of thing. Honestly, because of how they did Firefly and had all of his different bomb options, Tunnel Rat could come with a lot of really cool stuff. And then with the way they were doing paint details, like with the upcoming Dusty figure, where he's got like the face paint that looks really nice, they could do that with Tunnel Rat because he would have a similar sort of deco thing. And yeah, I just think he's a neat character and a cool looking design that definitely deserves a G.I. Joe Classified series figure. Number 2 on the Cobra side, Iron Grenadier Destro. Now this may be entirely because at the point I've been reading through all of the Marvel into IDW, A Real American Hero comics, I've started from issue 1 and just been rolling through. Iron Grenadier Destro is such a striking thing. It's when Destro kind of struck out on his own away from Cobra. And I like the fact that we've got a similar with the gold dome with the Prophet Director Destro, but give him like the full black, the red cape, that sort of like full Iron Grenadier vibe. It would be a good way to get Destro back into the lineup. I don't think we need to do that for a couple years because there's been plenty of Destros so far. But when the next time they go to Destro, I hope it's the Iron Grenadier version because I like the idea that he had his own subset of essentially a sub-faction of Cobra, but also kind of not with Cobra. And I like that sort of storyline. It'd be cool to see other Iron Grenadiers as well, not just Destro, but he could be the start of a new subset of line. Number 1 on the Joe side, Shipwreck. This doesn't change from the previous list, he just moved up several spots. Shipwreck's pretty iconic, Shipwreck is pretty cool. I wonder how they'll do him because I think that in a lot of ways, as much as I like the 80s sailor look, it's a very 80s sailor look. And I don't know if the Classified series will want to go in that direction. They've been definitely trying to make the Joes cooler, and the Cobras have been staying pretty much the same. So I think that Shipwreck could go for a redesign. There has been several different looks in the toy line that he's had over the years, and you could do a lot with it while having kind of a classic style. He doesn't necessarily need to be the full sailor look, but Shipwreck is, I think, one of the more iconic Joe characters, and the fact he's missing from the lineup does feel like a hole in the collection. It's sort of like how Storm Shadow felt like a hole in the collection until they finally made Storm Shadow. So Shipwreck's definitely my number 1 Joe pick, because, yeah, I like the character and would love to see a new figure. And then lastly, on the Cobra side, number 1, Serpentor. Again, moving up from the previous list, but Serpentor is like one of the last major Cobra characters we're missing. Basically, Serpentor and Mindbender sort of came on the scene around the same time, and we got Mindbender coming up. Where is Serpentor? And I can only hope that the reason why he's taking longer is because we're going to get the full Chariot with Serpentor in a vehicle set. Because we already gotten vehicle sets in the line so far, like Baroness came with a Cobra coil, Breaker came with a ram, now we got Serpentor with a Chariot. That would be amazing. And so I hope that that's the case, and that's what I'm looking for, because getting the Emperor of Cobra would just make a really great addition to the lineup. The downside is also he's like the last major Cobra character we haven't gotten, so yeah, it's sort of limiting what they can do with Cobra going forward outside of troop builders, and yeah, they may be holding him off, but until he comes out, Serpentor will be the top of my Cobra list. So that does it for my list of the top 5 Joes and top 5 Cobra figures I want to see in the Classified series. Let me know what your list is in the comments below, because I'm curious to see what everyone else is kind of looking for at this point. We've been getting a lot of Classified figures, and I'm really looking forward to what's coming up, but these are the 5 on either side that I'm looking to see added to the line in the future. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. If you didn't have a chance, check out the G.I. Joe Rundown for 2021 that was posted a couple months back. Definitely worth watching to recap the year, and I'd be looking forward to doing the 2022 one at the end of this year, with whatever comes out with all the crazy shipping delays and everything. And if you enjoy this type of video, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, and leave a like to let me know that you enjoyed it, so that way I'll keep making more videos like this. And also check out my awesome graphic designer on Twitter at darkclaw643, and check out Hero Club at hero-club.com. And until next time, this is Soundout saying, Yo Joe!